my name is Ikea Bus, and today I will be discussing the dispositions that I possess as an educator and some that I may need a little work on. So let's jump right into it. Today, because we don't have a lot of time, we want to discuss 3 out of the 10 dispositions that I think I possess as an educator. One being advocacy, high expectations, and dedication. So let's jump right into high expectations. As a special needs educator, I expect the top tier for my kids. I want them to know that just because you learn different doesn't mean that you can't learn. You just learn uniquely and differently, and that's okay to learn different. I expect high expectations from them because I know that they can do it. I want them to be above and beyond their IEP goals, and I want them to set goals that people didn't think that they'd be able to set. The next one I want to talk about is advocacy. I always advocate for my students to be pushed in general ed educations as far as specials like gym, art, music. I expect for my kids to be treated as well as any other student that's inside the building. I also advocate for them to be able to go to these fundings that the school have as far as school dances, school trips, and sometimes they might need a chaperone, but that's okay. Let's just have them go so that they can be included as well. The next one I want to talk about is dedication. I'm very dedicated to my coworkers and to my students. I'm always here to give a helping hand. I'm always willing to help out whenever I can, even if it's after hours. I go above and beyond sometimes, and sometimes that makes it all rewarding knowing that you are able to be there to help when needed. I want to get into one of the dispositions that was hard for me coming out of college at 22 years old, getting my undergrad, and that is the respect for the diversity of others. It was hard for me to adjust to what my coworkers thought that was differently as far as when you're collabing with another teacher, and sometimes your views don't always see eye to eye, and sometimes that is because of the diversity that they have and how they grew up and then how I grew up, which gets me into the next point of personal bias. Being aware of your personal bias can make your profession successful. And coming out of high school, going into college, and then coming out of college, I didn't know my personal bias. I was young. I was just coming out, and I was just ready to hit the road. Coming into the profession of education and just sitting back, you come to realize that you have personal bias, and now that you see it because you're working with other people and collaborating with other teachers, you're able to work through them. I have been able to work through my biases, and I think that now that is great for me. I've been called a chameleon in my school, and my superiors call me that because they'll put me in any classroom, and when I'm there, I just adapt to that teacher, or I adapt to whatever my coworker is doing. Even though I can say what I feel, I just am able to adapt to them because I'm able to recognize my personal biases and able to work through them and able to collab really well with some of my coworkers. I want to get into one of the questions that were asked, and which is, what is the teacher's role in supporting learning, improving planning and practice, and upholding professional expectations and collaboratively advancing the profession? I believe that being able to adjust to the way a student learns is very important. It's important because every kid does not learn the same. Whether you're in special education or whether you're in general education, every kid doesn't learn the same, but it's one goal, and the goal is to get them where you need them to be to succeed in the world. So we as teachers should be able to adapt to how that student learns. And if you are able to adapt to how that student learns, the goal has been met. The goal has been met because now they're learning in a different way that you were able to implement, which is very important in education. I also believe that being able to collab with another teacher, I know this year for me, having a co-teacher was so important within my first year of leading my own classroom, because it was just, we just came together, and because of us coming together, all of our kids met 100% of their IEP goals, which was very important. So I just want to say thank you for your time. My name is Ikea Butts, and bye.